One of the tests of letting go occurs when your eyelids open, greeting the dawn of a new day. You're not simply entering the mundane routine of life. You're stepping into sacred space. You're embarking on a soul quest, a journey that demands not only your time but your essence. You are more than flesh and bones. You are a spiritual traveler on a sacred path. That's the true magic, the true quest. But as you walk the spiritual path, you'll come face to face with tests that challenge not only your beliefs, but your core. One of the first and most essential tests is that of letting go of your attachments. The concept is simple but emotionally demanding. We all have anchors, people, elements, and ideas to which we cling, things we believe define us. These are things we love, things we think we cannot do without. But the question is, can you let it go? Imagine your life as a tree. As you grow, you accumulate leaves. These are your attachments. They provide shade and beauty, but they are not the core of your tree. The universe, always watchful, wants to see how you handle these leaves that obstruct your view of the sky and hinder new growth. In a gentle yet firm way, the universe can shake your tree, causing some leaves to fall. This is not to hurt you, but to offer clarity and make space for new leaves and new experiences. When you begin to believe that you cannot live without a particular leaf, you are sending a signal to the universe. It's as if you're saying, "This is it. I'm complete with this." The universe listens and might simply say, "Are you sure?" Then you'll go through the experience of losing that leaf, that attachment. It's not a punishment, it's a lesson. It's the universe asking whether the tree died when the leaf fell, or whether it made room for a new leaf and new growth. Various spiritual philosophies, from the teachings of Buddha on detachment to nurturing emotional strength, all touch upon this wisdom. Letting go doesn't mean you stop loving or desiring. It means you recognize that your ultimate purpose isn't tied to a temporary state of being. Your supreme quest is wisdom, peace, unity with the universe that transcends any attachment. So, where is your heart? Are you so consumed by the love of one leaf that you forget you are an eternal tree growing in a vast forest? This test asks you to evaluate your priorities. Are you defined by the things you hold on to, or by your ability to grow and adapt to be in tune with your higher self? The universe is waiting to entrust you with greater knowledge, a higher form of love, and deeper levels of awareness. But it first wants to see if you're ready to shake off the old leaves to make room for new experiences. As a tree, you are part of a grander forest. You are not just a tree lost among many others. You are the forest itself, alive and ever-changing. When you successfully pass the test of letting go, you realize that you are more resilient, more in tune, and actually more complete than you imagined. You are not your attachments. They are not real losses. You are the journey you undertake, a quest that is both sacred and enriching. Remember that you are not defined by what you hold on to, but by your ability to let go and grow again. When you do so, you become a beacon, a testament to the infinite potential of the human spirit. You become part of something greater than yourself, something truly divine. And that is your true journey, a journey free of obstacles, a path filled with potential. You become the universe in motion, a sacred story unfolding forever. The second test is that of patience. In a world that glorifies instant gratification, where the next dose of dopamine is just a touch or a click away, we find that the concept of waiting is increasingly challenging. We have been conditioned to believe that, in crucial moments, if something doesn't happen now, it will never happen. However, the wisdom of the spiritual journey leads us in a completely different direction, whispering in our ears that one of the deepest tests we face in life is a test of patience, especially when we have to wait longer than we believe we should. Patience is not simply the act of waiting. It's about how you behave while waiting. It's about maintaining a sense of calm, an appearance of peace, while the world around you seems to be moving forward. Nelson Mandela once said, "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." Similarly, patience is not the absence of desire or need, but the triumph over the hurried anguish it often produces. So, why does the universe make us wait? Why do we face these moments when time seems to stretch infinitely before us, like an endless tunnel with no light in sight? The answer is not simple but deeply enlightening. These waiting periods are not empty. They are fertile grounds for growth that nourish our soul and spirit. Consider the farmer who plants a seed and waits for it to sprout and grow. If he becomes impatient and digs it up to check, he disrupts the natural process. Similarly, every delay in our lives is a gestation period, a time for something within us to sprout and grow. We are learning the art of resilience, strength, and most importantly, faith. The universe doesn't ask if you can wait, but if you can do so with grace, with understanding, with a heart full of hope instead of a mindset of despair. Instead of seeing waiting as affliction, see it as a space of preparation. Imagine yourself as an artist, and with every moment of waiting, you add another brushstroke to your ever-evolving masterpiece. The universe is not hiding you. It's preparing you for something that matches your readiness, your worth. As Maya Angelou said, all great achievements take time. Your goals, your dreams, your spiritual awakening, they are all significant accomplishments in gestation. So how can we make this waiting process more enduring and less distressing? We must learn to find contentment in the present moment. The beauty of the present moment prompts us to find peace and happiness in the now. When we are at peace with the present, the uncertainty of the future loses its discouraging power. Instead of feeling like you are wasting time, recognize that you are building spiritual muscle and enriching your soul. While standing outside a closed door, wondering when it will finally open, consider this. Every minute you wait with patience is another layer of wisdom, another mark on your belt of resilience. When the door finally opens and you cross the threshold, you realize that the depth of your joy is precisely because you had to wait for it. It's a joy enriched by the process, deepened by patience, and heightened by anticipation. So your life is not just about the unfolding events, but also the in-between intervals. Therefore, when you find yourself in one of those gaps, waiting for the start of the next chapter, remember that it's not a pause, it's a preparation. Every moment of waiting is not lost, it's invested. You are not being held back. You are preparing for something so rewarding that when it finally arrives, you will understand why every second of waiting was worth it. In moments of calm, when you long for progress, remember that true progress happens within you. Waiting is not the absence of action, it's a form of action, a silent and invisible development of your inner self. You're not just waiting, you're growing, learning, and becoming the person who will be ready when the right time comes. And when it does, you'll realize that you weren't just waiting. You were on a journey that made you who you are, a journey that made every moment of waiting worthwhile. Finally, the third test is that of faith. The journey of life takes us through sunny paths, but it also leads us into furious storms. It's easy to feel gratitude and faith when the sky is clear. But what happens when the clouds move, when the winds rise, and everything around you starts to crumble? It is precisely in those moments that the test of faith begins, not as a cruel exam, but as crucial growth for your soul. Imagine your life as a boat sailing on the ocean. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor, as the old saying goes. Imagine facing rough seas, where your boat is tossed, and water splashes on the deck, and you feel lost in a vast ocean. It would be easy to abandon the ship, presume it's sinking, and you should jump. But faith is the compass that encourages you to stand firm, to trust that your boat was built to withstand the storm. It's your conviction that the turbulence is not a sign of impending doom, but a passage to calmer waters. Think of the potter at the wheel, shaping the clay to turn it into a beautiful vase. The clay is pressed, twisted, and turned. If the clay had feelings, it would feel dizzy, disoriented, and probably want to jump off the wheel. But it's this process that transforms a piece of earth into a work of art. Your trials and tribulations are much like that wheel. They shape you into a stronger and more beautiful version of yourself. The process is unsettling, but necessary. Don't forget the metaphor of diamonds. A diamond starts as a piece of coal deep underground. It's the intense heat and tremendous pressure that forge it into one of the world's most precious stones. In the depths of your struggles, when you feel subjected to life's harshest conditions, remember that this may be your transition from coal to diamond. You're not being crushed, you're being transformed. The universe isn't trying to break you, it's pushing you to discover just how unbreakable you truly are. Consider the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly, where the caterpillar retreats into a cocoon, where it virtually dissolves into a gooey substance before reorganizing into a butterfly. Imagine that moment of being a gooey substance, a time of uncertainty in the dark. But it's this uncomfortable phase that leads you to wings and flight. Likewise, when you find yourself in a tight cocoon during your darkest hours, you're not falling apart. You're preparing to fly. The concept of faith is not limited to any religious view. Whether you believe in God, the universe, or any higher power, the message is the same. Lasting faith is built not when the sun is shining, but when you need to navigate the darkest nights. It's your belief that daylight is beyond the horizon, even if you can't see it yet. The challenges that test your faith are not punishments. They are initiations into a higher level of being. When you come out the other side, you won't be the same person who entered, and that's the point. You will emerge stronger, wiser, and with a deeper connection to the essence of who you are and what you believe in. So, when your world crumbles, when it seems like the universe is against you, don't let go of your faith. Hold on to it as if it were a lifebuoy in turbulent seas. Because you're not just facing difficulties, you're accumulating the tools and resilience needed for the rest of your journey. It's not just about surviving the storm, but learning to dance in the rain. Hold on to your faith. Let it be your umbrella. Remember that the storm is not here to stay, but the lessons you learn are the strength that will last a lifetime. Trust the process, even if it's hard, especially if it's hard, because the version of you that emerges on the other side will thank you for it. You're not just surviving, you're evolving, becoming a beacon that will shine even brighter in the darkness.